Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. A very good morning to all of you. We'll just wait for 2 more minutes for all the participants to join in, and then we'll start. All right, we'll wait for 1 more minute because we have still participants joining in. All right, we'll start. Welcome everyone for today's webinar, the third webinar of Lodha Genius Ashoka University program. In the previous two webinars, we have covered about the overview of the LGAUP and ICER program. And we have also discussed elaboratively on the application process in the second webinar. So requesting you all, if in case you have missed the first two webinars, to go and check it beforehand. I'm Prasenjit. I work as the program manager for Lodha Genius Ashoka University program. I'll just take a minute for everyone in the team to introduce themselves. Yeah, let's start. Who
Hello
wants to go
everyone.
first?
Good morning. I'm
Satyam, Ishita.
Satyam. Yeah, the program lead Genius Development at Lodha Foundation. Welcome all for the webinar and please ask any queries that you have in the Q&A box today. Yeah. Over to Ishita.
Yes. Hi, thank you, Satyam. A warm welcome to everybody. My name is Ishita, and I am the program manager here for the Lodha Genius Initiative at Lodha Foundation. Yes, I will invite Kavya.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Kavya. I work as an associate program manager here at Lodha Foundation. A warm welcome to all our students, and I hope it's a fruitful session for everyone.
Hey everyone, good morning. My name is Manisha. I'm working as a manager for operations and partnerships for the Lodha Genius Ashoka University program, and very warm welcome to all of you. And we really look forward to taking you the test. Thank you so much. Utsav, I think Utsav or Siddharth can go next.
Hello, hi everyone. I'm Siddharth. I work as an assistant manager for program operations with the Ashoka University team. It's really nice to have you all here. Looking forward to meeting all of you, hopefully during the month of May and June. Over to you, Rehan.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rehan, and I'm working as a deputy manager for operations at Ashoka for the Lodha Genius Ashoka University program. And it's really nice to have you all here. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Great. Thank you all. So before we start the webinar, I just wanted to share a few things. The structure of the webinar is going to be first we'll have an introductory bit and a content explanation bit, which is essentially the webinar content, which will go on for 20 to 30 minutes. In the meantime, while we are presenting, and if you have any questions, you can post your questions in the Q&A box or the icon that you see at the bottom of your screen. Please do not put your queries in the chat option because it's a high possibility that your query might not be answered because it's difficult for us to in the trail. So we would strongly suggest the only queries that we would be answering will be in the Q&A box. The second is that once the webinar content is done, we'll open the floor for questions. At that point, you can also use the raise hand feature to ask questions directly to us. So that is broadly how the structure of the webinar is going to go. So without taking much time, over to you, Ishita. You can start off.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay, great. So before we dive into what is the Lodha Genius programs and what all programs we have, I just thought I would introduce the Lodha Foundation because they are behind this initiative. So Lodha Foundation is a philanthropic arm of the Lodha Development Limited. They are the second leading real estate firm in India, and our purpose was to make India to make a tangible difference to the goal of enabling India to become a developed nation. So our focus area is education for the gifted, which is the Lodha Genius Initiative, innovation, Indian culture, and environment. So we are here to talk about the Lodha Genius Initiative, which comes under the Education for the Gifted program. Yes. So we were endowed by the Lodha family's gift of over rupees 20,000 crore in 2024, which is 1/5 of their equity was donated to the Lodha Foundation. And that is how we are able to scale and deliver lasting impact through different initiatives. Okay, so I would now like to begin with the Lodha Genius programs, and I would like to call Prasenjit to take over the Lodha Genius Ashoka University program. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So the Lodha Genius Ashoka University program is a fully funded program which is done in collaboration between Lodha Foundation and Ashoka University. It is for students in grade group of 9 to 12th. So currently students who are in 8 to 11th are eligible to apply. And it started with an idea that to support India's vision to be developed, equip today's youth with necessary skills. And in the spirit of that, we identified three areas in which we wanted to make uh, intentional interventions, which is curriculum and pedagogy reforms, skill sets and values, and access and exposure. And aligned to those aspects, we had created different set of interventions at LGAUP, which is cultivating. Can we move to the next slide, Ishita? Right, which is cultivating academic excellence and innovation, which is essentially building an academic rigor, which is rooted in cutting edge research, interdisciplinary aspect, and providing exposure to various different concepts, which is slightly extended to your school curriculum. Fostering curiosity and problem solving skills. The idea is that while you engage with the courses, in the process, you develop critical thinking, creativity, and lateral thinking skill sets. Of course, when we look in 21st century, and when we look at contemporary problems of society, it is uh, very rare that a lot of it can be done as an individual level. And it is important that students learn essential skill sets in terms of communication, collaboration, and leadership. And those are primarily the backbone of the design of all the curriculum, where we are fostering those skill sets in students. And lastly, like as we mentioned, that LGAUP is a fully funded program. It is also important that students benefit from it and also take it as a responsibility to give it back to the society and also to their peers. Now, when we look at LGAUP's journey, it is broadly categorized into three aspects. the on-campus engagement, which is a 4-week residential experience at Ashoka University, followed by a year-long engagement in continued learning, where you will be undergoing a personalized mentorship and also learning and development module, where you will be engaging at a deeper level in the courses in STEM and beyond. And lastly, for students who demonstrate engagement and potential in LGAUP, we also provide them opportunities to hone their interests in their career, which will align to their career or academic choices beyond the ecosystem of Ashoka University at a national level and at global platforms. So I'll just delve a bit into the on-campus engagement. There are basically 5 interventions that we look at. The first is the Academic Bridge Program, which is essentially designed to improve your how to speak effectively and how to communicate persuasively. It's a 5-day online workshop that happens before the LGP on campus starts, so that students are well equipped and are better prepared for their on campus experience. There are roughly the figures that you see are from last year's LGP, so some of them would change this year. There are science projects and workshops which are interdisciplinary in nature and also hands-on, which means that you will work on real experiments in the labs, and you'll be actively learning by doing in one of those in these workshops. We have mathematics, which is slightly beyond the textbook problem solving that you probably have mostly encountered. It would be connection of mathematics to real world concepts, for example mathematics and origami, mathematics and music, uh, mathematics and how it applies in card counting. So it would be mostly along those lines. With Great Idea Seminar, we invite people across the world who are researchers, practitioners, and industry leaders. It's a unique opportunity to learn about their journey and to engage with them directly. And lastly, there are non-academic workshops, which are mostly based on honing life skill sets such as financial literacy, design thinking, which can be used in solving real world problems in a more creative and an innovative manner. So those are also workshops that are curated just to hone life skill sets in students. So that is broadly how the ecosystem of LGAUP looks like. For the ICER ecosystem, Ishita, would you like to give an
Yes.
overview?
Yes, I will do that. Yes, thank you so much, Prasenjit. So, as shared earlier, we have 2 programs this year. One is the Lodha Genius Ashoka University program, which will happen. The residential program will happen at Ashoka University. The same way, we also have another university that we've partnered with this year, which is ICER Pune, that is the Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research. And they also have similar components. The eligibility grade for ICER Pune is students who are currently in grade 7 to 9. So as of May 2026, they will be in grade 8 to 10. And the campus immersion will be for 3 weeks. So similar to Ashoka University, the different aspects that are there, we also have a science-focused immersion for students, where they will go through scientific thinking through interactive lab exploration, interdisciplinary learning across STEM courses. There will also be guest sessions by researchers and scientific leaders, field trips, projects, and real-world science experiences. There is also a year 2, which is a research-based growth for top 50 students from across the programs at ICER Pune, where they get a chance to return and take up a real life challenge and work on a scientific project with researchers, like young researchers. Okay. And then there are personalized mentoring and global exposure along with the Lodha Genius Scholarship. We provide scholarship to students who are selected for who are a part of Lodha Genius through their early careers. So this is about the Lodha Genius initiatives, both of them, the Ashoka University program and the ICER Pune program. If you have any questions, you can also go through our webinars that we had previously, and you can also ask questions in the Q&A section. Now, moving ahead to the key dates, our applications are open already. They opened on 1st of December. So if you haven't applied, please start applying. The last date of application is January 15th. Then there is a national level test, which is on 7th Feb. And we are going to talk at length about it moving further. Then the campus immersion timelines for both the programs is May 16 to June 15 for Ashoka University program and June 7 to June 27th for the IISER Pune program. And for the Lodha Genius Ashoka University program, the continued learning takes place from July onwards. Now, how to apply quickly the link that you all have, or even if you go on the Lodha Genius program website, you will see apply now on the page. You need to click on it and it will take you to the application page. Just one point to tell you about here is that you need to select the program at the very start of when you start filling the form. So please ensure that you select the right program because you will not be able to change it further. So go to the website, read about both the programs, what are the differences, the eligibility criteria, and accordingly select your preferred program. We had a detailed session on application in our previous webinar, so you can also go through that video. Now let us understand what is the Lodha Genius National Level Test, the structure and the duration. So the test takes part in, there are 3 parts to the online test. It is for 1 hour and there is no negative marking. So there are 2 tracks over here, or 2 different sections. One is that for grade 8, 9, 10 and grade 11 and 12, the format is the same. That is, there are 3 parts. There will be general aptitude, scientific aptitude, and mathematical aptitude. So as you're aware that the eligibility for Lodha Genius Ashoka University program is for grade 9 to 12 as of May 2026. The 11th and 12th standard students get to choose between 2 tracks. That is, they can either go for a science track or a mathematics track. So those who are applying for 11th and 12th, those who are currently in 11th and 12th and have interest in mathematics, they can choose the mathematics track. The part A remains the same, that is a general aptitude. Part B and C will have mathematical aptitude and advanced mathematics for those who are purely interested in mathematics. This is only for grade 11 and 12 standard students. So I hope this is clear. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the Q&A section. So total questions are 60. So each part has 20 questions. The question format is majorly MCQ and some subjective questions will also be there that you have to think and write and type. It's going to be an online test and duration, as mentioned earlier, it is going to be for 60 minutes. Now, this online test is going to be on the platform called Exam Online. So you will get the link a few days before the exam. So please ensure that you keep your the most important thing is that you ensure that you see all your inbox, especially the spam part of the inbox, because sometimes the emails end up going there. So we will also share the 3 IDs that you need to ensure that you kind of remove from spam. But when you get the link, now what is your user ID? You will also get it in the email, but to just give it, for you over here, that your last 6 digit of the application ID. A lot of you may have already filled or registered, so you may have taken a screenshot of your application number. If you haven't, it has also gone to your email ID. So go back and see your application number. The last 6 digit will be your user ID for the exam online. Okay, and the password will be shared on email via Exam Online. So please ensure that you go and check your spam box and you report these 3, email IDs, especially the one from Exam Online, from Lodha Genius program at the rate lodhagroup.com and Lodha Genius at the rate lodhafoundation.org. Please report us as not spam. Okay, so that way you will be able to receive all the information. Moving further now, what is the system setup that we require for this online test? The online test is going to be a proctored test. That is, we are going to be able to see you taking the test. And what kind of devices would you need? So we recommend to take the test from a laptop or a desktop, which has a microphone and a webcam. Please select your browser as Google Chrome. That is the most supported for this testing platform. The RAM should be minimum 4 GB. And there needs to be a webcam, microphone. The internet speed should be 1 Mbps or more. And the processor needs to be minimum i5. So please ensure you can take a screenshot of this. A very important note is that please do not take office laptop with specific security protocols. If it's there, please ensure that you take a laptop that is not having these security norms there. Your parents might know about it. Okay, great. If you have any questions with this, you can also ask in the Q&A section. Now I would like to invite Kavya, who will go through this entire testing platform and share more details about it. Yes, Kavya, over to you.
Thanks, Ishita. So, as briefed earlier, students, I'll be taking you to the testing platform and how you should be able to give the test. And this is just to familiarize you with the testing platform, and I'll just try to show the entire user journey. Please feel free to use the Q&A in case you have any questions or doubts. So, what is going to happen is, firstly, do you see this link over here, which is exam.hostnet? We will be providing this link to you over your registered email ID. You need to click on this link, and to enter the test, you need to mention your user ID and your password. As mentioned by Ishita earlier, your user ID is the 6-digit application number that you've already received on your mail in case you have registered for the program. For students who have not registered yet, when you do, the 6-digit application number is your unique user ID. As for the password, we will be sharing it few days before the examination. Please do ensure that you do check your spam folders as well. Now, you need to enter your user ID and password and then sign into the portal. Just how I am doing it. Once I enter this user ID and then I enter my password, I am easily able to sign in to the portal. Great. Once you do sign in, you would see scheduled examination. Over here, instead of demo exam LG, you will see Lodha Genius National Level Eligibility Test. Click on Start to begin the examination. Now, once you do, you would have to provide certain access to the system for the examination to begin properly. But before this, what you need to ensure is that you go through our privacy policy. While we know that we are collecting your information in form of your picture, your microphone is going to be recorded, we are also going to ask you to provide us an identity proof. Please be rest assured that this data would not be misused in any form. And Exam Online would not be sharing it with any third-party vendor. Once you have read the privacy policy and you're satisfied with it, you need to click on Proceed to begin the examination. So once I begin the examination, now the system would start setting itself to ensure that you're able to give the exam conducively. First, Exam Online would ask for access to your location. So for this, please ensure that you click on Allow while visiting the site to ensure that you're able to enter the examination. So once I click on that and I click on Accept and Continue, that's when I'll proceed to the next step. Now, as Ishita mentioned, there are certain requirements like your internet has to be of 1 Mbps or above, your camera has to be integrated, your microphone has to be on. So now the system is setting itself for the examination to begin. First, it's checking my internet connectivity. Great. Now the internet test has been passed. Now it's checking my microphone connectivity. For this, again, allow itself the permission to click on allow while visiting the site, and then you would be able to enter the test. Great. Now you will have to click a picture. Now for this, firstly, you need to give the permission for integrated web camera to be on. Apart from this, for clicking your picture, there are certain conditions that have to be met. So you see, Your face has to be positioned inside this oval. You has to be optimal camera distance and the photo has to be clear. As soon as these three requirements are met, you would see a green circle, which means now you're ready to click your picture and proceed onto the test. Now you can click on Save and Next and continue further. Please keep your identity cards ready with you. It can be your student ID card. It can be any government issued card that you have, either your Aadhaar, your PAN. Please keep it ready. We will need it to verify you. So please do have this identity card ready. Once you capture your ID into the system, we move on to the next stage. Now, this is critical. You would have to share your entire screen. You cannot just share your Chrome or the window because the test would not proceed. Only if you share your entire screen would you be able to enter the test. Just wait for 2-3 minutes for the system to just completely set in and you would be ready to log into the test now. Great. So the device is now all ready and now you're set to begin your examination. So there are certain exam instructions that you would see over here. Please do not look into this. This is not for you. But the examination is going to be for 60 minutes. There are going to be 20 questions per 3 sections. Again, there is going to be no negative marking. You are not permitted to leave the test in between, so no bio breaks. And please ensure that you submit on the examination after you have done, because then we would not be able to record your response. Once you have read all these conditions, please tick on I have read and understood the examination instructions to begin the examination. Great. Now the examination starts. So the reason why we are asking you to open your camera, to open your microphone, to share your entire screen is to ensure that you don't cheat in the examination. However, I would like to now show you what will happen if you try and cheat. See, if I turn off my camera, for instance, then immediately you would see a violation being flagged on the system. No person present, which means that the system is recording that I have been violating and this is being captured at backend by us as well. Now, if someone is prompting me the answer and I'm looking here and there, the violation would come again. Candidate is looking away from screen. Now, if my friends are trying to help me, then again you would see additional person present as a violation. Please be assured that at backend we are able to view each and everything. And then if you're found to be cheating, you're going to be blacklisted from all Lodha Foundation initiatives. Look, if now I'm speaking and talking to my friends, again you would see a violation. Speaking or lip movement being seen. And again, additional people being present in the background. Please do note that we have a count on the number of these violations. Now, what if I'm trying to use my phone and trying to cheat? Again, it would get caught. So please do note we have a count on these number of violations. And if you exceeded, the test can also get paused for you. Now, I'd also like to brief you on certain other instructions. So for instance, you are on section 1 and you click on a particular answer, but you're not sure about it. What can you do in that case? You can click on 100, but then mark it for review so that once you want to come back to that particular question after you're done answering every question, you can just simply go there. Now, what happened over here? So, for instance, I'm on this question and again, I'm unsure and I want to cheat and I go to a Google Chrome browser. Again, the system will detect it. So you're not allowed to toggle between the screen. That's the reason we are asking you to share your entire screen. Also, few other instructions. So you can see right now I am on section 1. But does that mean that I have to start my test with section 1? Not necessarily. You can go on to section 2, section 3 as you please. You can answer any questions where you like. Even if you're on section 2 and you've answered, say, 5 questions, and you're now bored and you would want to do some other questions, you're free to go to section 3 or section 1. There's no restraint. You have the full liberty as to how you would want to answer these questions. Apart from mark for review, you also see the option clear response. Now, this means that once you're done with your test and perhaps you're just overviewing all the questions and you feel you're unsure about an answer, then you can just simply clear your response and that particular response won't get recorded. However, I must tell you there is no negative marking. And that's why we encourage you to answer every question. Also, please do note that you might see next question over here on the screen and the option to submit the examination. Please be careful that you click always on next question and not submitting the examination, because what would happen is that even if you're on question 3 and mistakenly you click on submit examination, the responses will get recorded. Do click on next and not on submit the exam. Again, if I'm trying to toggle between the screen, see, the validations are getting recorded. So please do ensure that you're not cheating in any form and nobody is helping you. Great. Now, as I said, now I'm done with the examination. As soon as you're done and you click on submit the test, you will get an examination summary on the questions you have answered, the questions you've marked for review, the number of questions you have not answered. Now you have the option to either go back and complete the test or submit it. Remember, this is a 1 hour test. So in case you have exhausted your 1 hour limit, you would have to submit your test. It gets automatically submitted. However, if you still have 5 minutes or 4 minutes to go or whatever it is, you do have an option of going back and answering few more questions before you exhaust your 1 hour limit. Now, in case I just want to submit my test, that's what I did. You would see this window, which shows your examination has now been submitted, and we can close this window. That's how your test has now been ended and we have recorded your response. If you have any doubts about it, please feel free to use the chat box or further in the Q&A question. But that's it from my end. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Kavya, for going through that entire process. If you all have any doubts, you all can ask in the Q&A section. So just to summarize the details shared by Kavya over here, certain important instructions, and you all can take a screenshot at the end of this slide. That is the device and browser. Please ensure you have enough time. Today is just the 21st of December. The exam is on the 7th of Feb. So you can try to arrange a laptop for at least 1 hour. Mobile phones are not recommended. Google Chrome and updated browser is expected. And ensure that your device is charged and connected to a power source. The entire exam is going to be through an AI-based proctoring platform. So camera and microphone needs to be on throughout the test. Your audio, video, and screen monitoring will take place. And please be ensured about the data privacy. We will not be sharing your data with anyone. Mandatory permissions, one as shared by Kavya in the video, that you have to ensure that you give access to the camera, to your microphone, to your location, and you need to share your entire screen. The technical and environment requirements is that you need to have a stable internet that is at least with a minimum speed of 1 Mbps. Your face needs to be clearly visible and ensure that you keep the camera on throughout the test. Your microphone must be on at all times. You need to be seated alone in a quiet room, and please keep a valid photo ID with you. During the test, once the test starts, again, we are reiterating this because we've seen that students tend to, for reasons, keep their camera off or the microphone goes off. So please ensure that you practice this once. We will also have one demo session with you all. So please, as I said, ensure that you all are receiving the emails from Exam Online and from the Lodha Genius email ID. Remain focused on the test screen because it will detect violations. So looking around will not be really helpful. So please try to, have your focus on the test screen. No external assistance is allowed. So please do not take support of everyone. We expect you to be honest while you're taking this exam. Ensure no books or any electronic devices are there within your reach. So as summarized by, as shared by Kavya, AI detected violations, some of which are the camera needs to be switched. The camera switch off or face not visible will be detected as a violation. Another person if is visible on your screen in the background, that will also be detected as a violation. Frequently looking away from your screen, any kind of lip movement or speaking, switching between browsers, tabs, or applications will be detected as violations. So please ensure that you are not, you're not doing anything that can be detected as a violation, because the consequences are going to be that the test will get paused or stopped. Repeated or serious violations may lead to immediate disqualifications, and all exam sessions are recorded for review. So there is going to be a manual review and disciplinary action will be taken. All the recorded videos will be reviewed by the Lodha Genius team. If cheating or any kind of malpractice is confirmed, student is blacklisted and disqualified from all future Lodha Foundation initiatives. So please ensure that there is no violations that is taking place. There is no malpractice. Please be true to your ability and to the test. Troubleshooting. Now, in case during the test you face any kind of a difficulty, your screen is getting stuck or it gets hang, any kind of technical difficulty, please contact the helpline numbers that will be shared by Exam Online. You will receive it 2 to 3 days before the test. Ensure to take screenshot of the issue and email it with a short brief to the helpline email ID. Both of these details you will receive on your email. So please ensure you keep a check, in your of your emails that you're receiving from our end. Okay, so I think that is all from our end about the test platform. Just to reiterate again, our applications are open. Please go and apply right now. The national level test is going to be on the 7th of Feb. The panel interview will be in the month of March. The selected students list will be out in the month of April. So you will get all the details on email. So please ensure that you apply now and appear for the test. And yes, all the best. If you have any questions, we can open up for a Q&A. Yes.
Yeah. So just before we do that, I can see a lot of questions around can we use a rough paper and a pen to solve certain questions, right? So I'll just address this query and so that we avoid these questions again and again. Yes, you can use a rough paper and a pen to solve the questions. The only request is adjust your frame in such a way that it is visible in the camera. Okay. And at the same time, I see some students are asking if you can use a notebook or so. No, do not use any kind of notebooks or books. They should not be there around your desk while you are attempting the exam. It should only be a rough paper and a pen which you use for solving these questions. The second thing is, I think many people are asking about the use of calculator. Yes, you can use a manual calculator, electronic calculator, but not the mobile phone. Okay. So, and while you are using it, we request you to just show it up on the camera once, and then you can just start using it. You should not use your mobile phone as a calculator. If it is observed that you are doing so, and then you will be again disqualified from the test, irrespective of your test score. And also do not, so yes, the violations will be flagged off, but please ensure that you are attempting the test genuinely because we are recording the screen as well as your environment. And in case if any kind of deviation is found from the rules which have been stated by Ishita, that will straight away lead to disqualification. Is there any other frequently asked question, team, if I have missed on?
Yeah, Satyam,
So there is one more question, which is about the test syllabus and test preparation.
Yeah.
So, and there are also questions if is there a mock test that would be provided beforehand, or are we providing sample questions from the previous year? So that is one of the recurring question.
Yes. So we do not provide any kind of previous year or sample question papers. We want you to appear naturally for the test. Number one, I'll just take it in the reverse order, Prasenjit. Number two, do we provide a mock test? Yes. For you guys to get familiarized with the platform, we will provide you a demo test link, which you will get probably 4 to 7 days before the actual test date. So that is anytime after 1st of Feb, you will receive this on your registered email ID. And for the same, Ishita has already instructed all of you that please check your spam folder as well regularly, because sometimes these mails go into the spam folder. So before writing to us that you have not received the email, you can just check it once. And even then, if you have not received it, let's say by 4th of February, you can write to us stating that you have not received the test ID and password. You have the program email ID, which is there on our website. You can reach out to us anytime on that test email ID. About the syllabus for the test. So again, whichever grade you are in right now and whatever concepts you have studied so far, we just request you to be very clear about it. We do not have any bias towards any particular board and particular syllabus that we share with you. So just focus on all the concepts that you have studied so far, and I think you should be good there. Again, Lodha Genius doesn't share any kind of curriculum or syllabus as such for the test. But yes, in the subsequent webinars, we will be discussing about the curriculum that is followed at the program on campus, about which I think the team will brief you towards the end. I hope this answers the queries. Any other questions? Kavya, you were trying to say something?
There is
Yeah, I
one
mean, I do see some
question.
questions.
Please, go ahead.
No, I do see some questions regarding the test structure, as in grade 8 students have been asking about how they would compete with the other grade students. I think we can take that up.
Correct. So you do not have to worry about it. All grade 8 students will be judged relative to their peers only, that is, other grade 8 students. And similarly, it will happen with other students as well. For grade 9 students, you will be compared to other grade 9 students only. We will not compare you in that entire bucket of grades 8 to 10 or grades 11 and 12. So you don't have to worry about that. Prasenjit, yes. And then maybe we can open it up for Q&A. I think he's stuck. Should we just start allowing the Q&As now? We can unmute people
Okay.
one by one.
Am I audible?
Yeah, now you are.
Right. So there is one more question. There are a few students who had asked, can I appear for the test on my iPad or
We
any
request
other
you to take
devices?
the test from your laptop or a desktop only. Apart from that, if you try to use any other device, you may face technical issues. So we strictly recommend you using a laptop or a desktop itself.
Right.
Let's start allowing the Q&As now from students.
Right. So if you have any questions now, you can directly raise hands. There's a raise hand feature at the bottom of your screen.
Saisha, you can go ahead,
Rehan?
ask your
Okay, thank you so
Yes.
much. Two quick questions from my side. One, when you say that we can use papers and pen, because I understand that if I move the screen a lot, that may lead to maybe AI terming it as some violation. Is it okay while maybe when I start working on the paper and pen, I can just show it on the camera that I have a loose paper and a pen, and then I can start doing it because I would not like to make any adjustments to my camera I mean, during the exam. I hope I'm able to clearly put
Yes,
across
yes,
my
yes.
questions.
Perfect. Yes, yes. Saisha, you are precisely right, and that's what we have discussed earlier also. At the start of the test
Perfect.
itself, adjust your camera in such a way that your environment is visible clearly. And yes,
Mm-hmm.
you can show the loose papers towards the beginning of the test, and you can start attempting
Perfect.
the test after.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Just one more question, and I'll then go on mute. And I'm sorry, I missed out on the first two calls of yours, and I'm really liking the entire concept of this program. If at all the child actually gets selected after the work, I mean, the workshop gets over, what is the next step after that? Is it a confirmation of the child getting through in one of the universities, or what is it that we have to do after the workshop?
No, so this does not have anything to do with either of the university admissions.
Mm-hmm.
Once the program is concluded, it's a 4 week summer program at Ashoka University and 3 weeks at ISER Pune.
Mm-hmm.
Post which there is a continued learning track at Ashoka University. I think you can go through the webinar recordings which have been shared over the email. In
Mm-hmm.
case if you have not received it, you can write to the program email ID and you will get the links of both the webinars.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So, what is the purpose of then actually having this workshop? Just to prepare the kids for maybe for the times ahead, just to let them know what they can choose or pick up from, something like that?
Yeah, so broadly for us, it's about identifying this young talent and making sure that we provide them the opportunities that they deserve. So
Okay,
broadly putting it, yeah, that's the purpose of the program. And through these kind of initiatives, we are trying to ensure that they get to explore their interest areas to begin with.
perfect,
And once they get to know their interest areas, they can dive deep into it further through our continued initiatives.
perfect. And are there any scholarships also that we can maybe
I
expect for
Yeah,
getting into the
yes,
universities?
ma'am, I'm sorry, but I will have to restrict it to few questions
Sorry,
only because we have
sorry,
to allow
sorry.
other
Okay,
students as
sure.
well. Yeah, we request you to go through the webinar links.
Vijay Kumar, can you start? You are, yeah.
Yeah, hi. My son is currently in the 10th standard, and in May 26, he will be in the 11th standard. So, from an exam perspective, he has to give the 10th standard exam or the 11th standard exam.
The 11th one. So in the application, there would have been an option to select the current grade. I suppose they would have selected 10th, after which there is an option if you want to choose science track or mathematics track. Based on the track, he'll receive the test link.
Yeah, but since he would have just joined 11th standard and he's going to choose the mathematics track, so in that, the from an exam perspective, will it be from a 11th standard level or will it be from a 10th standard level point of view?
If it is a mathematics track, anyway, the rigor would be slightly advanced. It would have some questions based on grade 10th and some questions based on grade 11th.
Okay, because considering they just move into grade 11 in April, and this course will start in May, and this test is going to be in Feb. So don't you think it will be a little difficult for them to cope up if the syllabus or the scope of the test is from a 11th standard perspective, or they would not be prepared from that point of view?
So not entire, all of the test would be entirely based on grade 11th and grade 12 concepts. The first two sections, which is the general aptitude and the mathematics, basic mathematics, it would still suffice with whatever concepts they have learned so far. With
Okay, thanks,
advanced
Professor.
is much more specific, and even in that consideration, that would apply for all the students. So I mean, and it would be the scoring and the comparison would be relative, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Fine, but for advanced mathematics, do they need to prepare anything specifically?
There are broad areas such as sequence and series, algebra, geometry, combinatorics, statistics, probability. Those are the broad areas that I would suggest. Functions is one such, logarithms is another. I would recommend going through these topics through. Either way, the questions would be mostly testing the basics and the fundamentals of it. It wouldn't be an advanced application of it.
So will we get some kind of guidelines or a list like whatever you mentioned just now that these are the areas where they need to prepare? It will be helpful for, I'm sure, all the students.
Okay, Satyam, can that be done?
No, so which is why I said the curriculum that we follow on campus at Lodha Genius Ashoka University program, it's up there on the website. So you can just refer to the curriculum over there in case if you wish to prepare accordingly. But we do not recommend or share any kind of syllabus before the test.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. We can take the next question quickly.
Arpita, can you please go ahead?
Yeah, hi. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, so just a very simple question that my child has a habit of reading out the question, to herself. So would that be disqualified?
We would request you, if possible, just avoid doing it. But even if she does it, see again, the audio is getting recorded as well. So for us, the lip sync is mostly about not talking to anyone else during the test. But yeah, we would strongly recommend if you can just make sure that she practices it and she doesn't read it out aloud and avoids it during the test.
Yeah, yeah. So they may not be too much of a sound, but they might be lip sync.
Which is fine, but then it should not be basically her talking it around because then it will be termed as seeking for external help from the external environment.
Absolutely. No, no. We will ensure that the child is sitting in a very, very secluded room. There is no interference. So, of course, as parents, we
Sure.
will ensure them. It's just that, some people have a habit of just like, reading it out and then, thinking and then answering. That's the only question I have.
Yeah, sure. Ma'am. Okay, understood. No problem.
All right.
I feel like I cut out short, but Anand, can you please go ahead? Arpita, can you please put your question in the Q&A? I'm sorry I cut you off.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
just
Yes.
just one suggestion and one question from my end. Like suggestion is why don't you conduct a mock test so that we are well aware of or the kids are well aware of how they should be behaving during the exam. That would help everyone out.
Yes, we discussed this already. We will be sharing a mock test link right before the exam. Students will receive it well 4 to 7 days before the exam, so they will be well aware of the platform.
Okay, the second question is like, since it's an online test, like, is it going to be like you select a time during a day where you can give the test, or is it going to be a common time for everyone who is participating in the test?
So we provide a time slot starting from the morning till evening, between which students can opt for the test for any particular time duration of 1 hour. Given the
Okay.
exam schedule and so on, which comes up in Feb, we are allowing that flexibility to the students.
But
Just to
then,
add,
yes, sorry, let me just finish. But in that case, if there are two students who are giving the test and somebody who has given the test earlier would have access to all the questions that he has that comes in the exam.
We take care of that from the back end. The questions do not, I mean, it's not the same questions. We keep on rotating the questions. And also, we have our own mechanisms at the back end through which we can easily figure out if students are cheating or not, or if they have been using any sort of external help during the examination. We have done it previously
Uh,
for our ICER Pune weekend circles test as well, and almost 35 to 40% of the students were disqualified just because they were trying to do so.
okay,
just
that's good. Sorry,
Just
go ahead.
to
Yeah.
add to that, yeah. So when we are saying that we are going to be providing you a mock test to access the exam platform, please do note that the questions that you would get on that mock test are not going to be references or any kind of indications for the actual test. These are just mock questions and
Yes.
they have no relevance onto the real test. The idea of the mock test is to just familiarize you and your student and your child with the testing platform.
So last question that I have is there could be genuine reasons like Wi-Fi not working, going down, or if there is a power cut. Then in that case, how do you manage the situation, or how do you expect as parents to manage the situation?
Yes, good question. In fact, first of all, we will recommend you that you keep the laptop or desk, I mean, laptop charged. If possible, you take the test from laptop. If in case if there is a power cut, okay, and if you are able to switch to inverter very quickly, the test allows you in within those first few seconds. In case you are not allowed inside the test, you can always reach out to the program email ID, and there will be contact details which will be shared with you along with the test credentials that we share on the email itself. You should immediately reach out to them stating whatever the reason was, whether it is power failure and any other technical glitch, and they will help you resolve the situation from the back end.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for answering the question.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
Advai,
Advai.
Advai.
Yes, hi. Yeah, sorry. Hi, I'm in the ninth grade, and I think I'll be in 10th grade by the time we have this exam. But I know you've mentioned we won't have any specific syllabus, but what about regular preparation for the exam? Where do you suggest we prepare from? Especially for like the ninth grade exam.
Yeah. So, like we have mentioned earlier, we would request you to go through all the concepts that you have been studying in sciences and mathematics so far, through your current class and also from the previous grades. As long as you are clear with the basics in both the subjects, you will be good to go with the exam.
And as for because I think there will be a level of difficulty which includes 10th grade as well. So would you suggest exploring 10th grade concepts to study as well?
Yeah, that is something that we totally leave it up to you. What we try and ensure is that the concepts that are being followed while asking the questions in the test will be asked as per the given grades. And again, you will be compared with your respective grade only. So you don't have to worry about that. As Prasenjit has already mentioned, it's going to be mostly focusing around testing your conceptual knowledge rather than the in-depth subject knowledge.
Okay, and one last short thing, sorry, but there was a slide which mentioned that the ninth and 10th grade exam would have more of science questions and some basic math questions. Is that correct?
No, so there will be three sections. Okay. One is the general aptitude, the second one is scientific aptitude, and third one is mathematical aptitude. Okay.
Yeah.
And there will be equal number of questions in each of these sections. That is 20, 20, 20. Overall, 60 questions.
Thank you. Thank
Okay, no problem. Next,
Arman
Arman.
Manur.
Yes, sir. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Sir, what if the chapter is not taught in our school?
So then we recommend you to learn the chapter by yourself if you are aware that that particular chapter is there in your current grade syllabus. Then you should go and study it by yourselves from the internet, or maybe you can reach out to your school teachers and study the concept.
Vedant Gupta, can you go ahead, please?
Um, yes, good morning, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Sir, I wanted to ask a question like, generally, as you know, as students, if I say for like 10 to 15 people, in around 100 people get distracted very easily. So if we are like looking here and there in our room, will it also count as a disqualification?
No, so we have told you earlier, we get the screen recordings as well as the video recordings. It's an AI proctored platform, but at the same time, while shortlisting the candidates, we also do a manual check at our end and we go through each and every profile of the top scorers. So that is the mechanism that we follow in order to ensure that we do not disqualify any candidate unnecessarily. So you do not worry about the technical glitches and so on. Again, we request you to show complete integrity and give the test honestly. That's it. The rest we will
Okay.
take care at the back end.
So,
Yeah.
sir, this also applies for like background noise, right?
Yeah, so we recommend you that there should not be any background noise. If it is found so, and if it is confusing for us to determine whether the background noise is to help you during the test, that confusion will go in favor of disqualification only. So it's recommended that you be in a room where there is no background noise at all.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, next question. I think we can take one last question. It's almost 12. Team, also, if there are any other FAQs from the chat box which you would like to discuss.
There is one question which I'd like
Yeah.
to address to just give an overview of what each section would entail. So basically, to just walk you, there are three sections. The general aptitude would have questions based on, and Satyam, please feel free to add. The general aptitude will have questions on your social reasoning skills. You would be provided a scenario and what would be the most appropriate response to it. There is no pre-preparation required. It is essentially on how you look. It would be based on the scenarios that you encounter in your everyday life, respect to interpersonal dynamics or any of that, and how do you respond to that situation, the best possible response. So that is broadly that would collect in would be asked in the general aptitude. The scientific aptitude would ask questions related to science. Now, to be just clear, it would not test your conceptual understanding of your science, but your scientific temperament. And again, there is not broad pre-preparation required per se. Your basic mathematics, which is for junior track and the science track, would mostly test your mathematical aptitude. There would be questions based on, say, logical reasoning, some pattern recognition, or some basic concepts that you would have already learned in your school days. So none of it is something that would be slightly beyond your syllabus or you would require to prepare in better. For respect to advanced mathematics for the mathematics track, there would be some high rigor questions based on mathematics. Although the concepts and everything, what I would suggest, as Satyam mentioned, go to the website, look at the curriculum that was covered in the advanced mathematics. That should still give you, and there is a short description mentioned corresponding to each course that would give you an idea what kind of questions were covered. You can then just skim through it, have a look at it, perhaps learn it slightly at a better hand. But let me give you one piece of advice, that it would be solving 60 questions in 60 minutes. It is highly impossible to get all 60 correct. The idea is to get as many correct as you can. So even if some concepts are something that you may have not covered in your school or something, it's absolutely okay, because there are multiple sections which are created. The idea is also not for us to know how many concepts you know. The idea is for us to know how much aptitude you have. So it is going to be the test of your aptitude and not much test of your content proficiency. So don't worry much about the syllabus. As suggested, go through the website, go through the concepts that are covered and plan accordingly. I think that was one question that was there. I guess we have covered most of it. Whatever I can see in the Q&A were covered in the webinar. We will be sharing the link of this webinar with you all, the recording. You can please feel free to refer to and jump across the webinar recording to get your questions answered. If in case you have more queries, you can reach out to us on your email ID and the helpline numbers which are mentioned in the chat. Uh, I think that's about it. There is also the registration link for the upcoming webinar, which will happen on 28th of December. And yes, I think there is almost more than a month that you have to prepare for the test. So all the best for that. Satyam, any closing thoughts that you would want or any points
No,
that you would
so
want
I
to add?
think team has allowed Janmejay Patel. So we'll just admit this one
Yeah,
last
so
question and then we
yeah,
can
one
conclude.
last question from my side, sir. Sir, I would like to ask that the science track will also test the fundamentals and basics in its first two sections from I think the 10th standard level, and then go on a hard level for the third section, if I am right.
So
No,
for
it would
science track, yeah, sorry, Prasenjit, go ahead.
it would be general aptitude, scientific aptitude, and basic mathematics. So it would be
Yeah.
all concepts till grade 10.
Okay, great, sir. Thank you.
Cool. All the best,
Perfect.
everyone. Yeah. And I think with this,
Thank you
we
so
can
much
close the
for joining
webinar.
the webinar. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.